Andre Simone. I wouldn't expect you to know who he was. He was only the grand old man of literate connoisseurship. Anyway, he once said, "Food without wine is a corpse. Wine without food is a ghost." United and well-matched, they are body and soul, living partners. Don't you agree?
Marcel? Marcel! You here?
Jeez, I don't think I left the lights on last night. He'll kill me. If he thinks I'm cleaning up after him, he better think again.
Marcel! This is ridiculous! I'm your GM, not your maid!
That's not right. There's no way I forgot to lock the freezer.
Oh, my God!
Morning, Stell. I'm telling you, you're gonna thank me for dragging you out of bed for this one. Meet Popsicle Man. Restaurant's general manager found him. Manager's name is Olivia Moretti. Says she found the body but didn't look close enough to identify it. No obvious signs of trauma, but I guess, the guy could have froze to death, right? Anyway, I was waiting for you. I haven't checked for identification.
Looks as though Mr. Lords definitely had the means to pay for a meal here.
So I guess we're not looking at a case of dine and dash gone wrong.
It's possible the victim was shot or stabbed and then the body redressed. I'm going to collect this just in case. Italian sausage. Restaurant's certainly authentic.
I'm no expert, but that looks like some really obscure stuff. I don't think you can get that in the U.S. Place is a mess. But doesn't it look like someone tried to clean up after himself?
Probably didn't have time to finish the job.
Hey, Stella, before you process the dining area, I wanted to introduce you to Olivia Moretti. She was the one that found the body. She seems a little shaken up still.
Ms. Moretti?
I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep myself together here. It was shocking to walk into the kitchen and see that body lying there. And I just thought it was Marcel, so I got out of there as fast as I could. But Marcel's okay, thank God. I really need to calm down. This is crazy. I was out late last night, so I'm tired, and I really didn't need that. When I arrived, I let myself in. I noticed someone had been eating in the dining room. Not really unusual for Marcel, so I assumed he was here, and I just walked straight back into the kitchen. And that's when I saw the body lying in the freezer. Marcel Amici. He's the owner here. I'm the general manager. One of the officers said he's in the dining area right now. I finagled a ticket to the premiere of Gabriel Richards' new film. It opened last night at the Sandstone Cinema, and then I stayed for the after party. I didn't get home until close to 3 a.m. Oh my God, Andrew! Oh no! That's Andrew Lords. Marcel didn't say anything to me about Andrew coming over here last night. If he had, I would have stayed around.
So you knew him. What can you tell us about Andrew?
You've never heard of him? He's only New York's premier food critic. Nothing is more influential than his Gold Fork review. We've met on a few occasions. I was trying to arrange for him to come to our grand opening, so it doesn't make any sense that no one told me he would be here tonight.
She seems pretty shaken up.
Yeah. Why don't you keep an eye on things here? I'm gonna go process the dining room.
So these prints could possibly belong to one of two people, the victim or the murderer.
This is interesting.
What'd you find?
It's a jewelry box, but I'm not sure how to open it yet. What do you make of this?
Hey, for Amici, maybe?
Ah, hello. You must be the detectives I was told to wait for.
Yes, I'm Stella Bonacera from the Crime Lab, and this is Detective Dawn Flack.
Buonasera. That's a good name. I am Marcel Amici, the owner of Tutto de Amici, what was supposed to be the greatest restaurant in Little Italy.
Mr. Amici, can you tell us what happened?
I cannot believe this is happening right now. And how does all this take place last night? It doesn't make sense. It's intolerable. And look at all this. What is this mess? My restaurant is scheduled to have its grand opening in 2 days. It was to be a red carpet affair. This has been my life's ambition, and now, with all this mess, it's ruin.
And can you tell us where you were last night, Mr. Amici?
I was catering an after-theater reception for the mayor. His taste, as you well know, is quite superb. All of my staff, well, except for Olivia, all of them were working with me at the mansion. As I recall, I was picking up the tuna around 9. and I found myself stuck in traffic, but I managed to arrive back at the mayor's no later than 10:15 last night.
Intolerable?
Well, this is my restaurant. Nobody should be in here. The work is done, you see. We are about to open, so no contractors, no cleaning service. I tell you, no one should be in my place messing it all up, or certainly not killing a man.
I'm not sure this mess should be your only concern, Mr. Amici.
This restaurant is about the art of fine Italian cuisine. Did you not see my kitchen? Do you not smell that? That food, if that's what you must call it, well, it is certainly not Italian. It is some kind of abomination, and only over my dead body would it be served at Tutto de Amici. Ah, yes. Andrew Lords. He is the most powerful man in our business, the food critic behind the Gold Fork Review. He has quite a following, but he had no reason to be here, and certainly not dead. Can you imagine the headlines now? Close a restaurant, kills city's top food critic. This Olivia here has to be my general manager, and considering we have neither reservations nor customers, I'm sure you can conclude who this A might be. Look at it, encrusted with a God knows what. Don't you understand? These are the tools of my trade, and someone has ruined them. What do you want from me? I am not a criminal here. For God's sakes, sniff the glass. That is not Italian wine. And why anyone would bother drinking anything else is beyond me.
Don, have you released Olivia Moretti from the scene?
Nope. I have her standing by in the kitchen just in case you had any further questions.
Actually, I do have one more question. It's about this gift box. Olivia, I just had a couple more questions before I let you go.
I just don't understand. How could this have happened here? It doesn't make any sense. Why was Andrew Lords here last night?
Could you explain again how you found Mr. Lords?
When I arrived, I used my key to let myself in. I noticed someone had been eating in the dining room, not unusual for Marcel. I assumed he was here, so I just walked straight back into the kitchen, and that's when I saw the body, lying in the freezer.
So you knew him. What can you tell us about Andrew?
You've never heard of him? He's only New York's premier food critic. Nothing is more influential than his Gold Fork Review. We've met on a few occasions. I was trying to arrange for him to come to our grand opening, so it doesn't make any sense that no one told me he would be here tonight. Oh, no. You know, the truth is, he might have been a harsh critic, but in private, he was quite a gentle man. I never expected something like this. We were very discreet. His wife had no idea. Yesterday was our anniversary, actually. 1 year.
She's laying it on a little heavy, don't you think?
Maybe, but let's wait till all the facts are in.
Yeah, okay. Body's heading down to the coroner's office.
Great. I'll meet him at Sid's office and we'll figure out the cause of death.
How's it going, Stella?
Depends on what you have for me, Doc.
Well, my initial inspection of the victim revealed no signs of violence. It's possible that cause of death might be myocardial infarction.
A heart attack. Exactly.
That's what I just said. So, if you take a look at Mr. Lord's stomach contents, you'll see his diet alone could have induced a heart attack.
But heart attacks don't tend to lock you in a freezer.
No, not that I've seen. And I don't think your victim was sitting in that freezer very long. Liver temp seems relatively unaffected by the ambient temp. I'd say you're looking at a time of death somewhere between 9 p.m. and midnight. Okay, let's take a look inside, shall we? What you're looking at is two hearts. The right one belongs to Mr. Lord's. The left one is a perfectly normal, healthy heart. Right. None of those differences appear to be significant. This gentleman can thank his parents' gene pool. Despite his abysmal diet, Mr. Lords has or had a perfectly healthy heart. No signs of heart disease. His kidneys, on the other hand, are a different story. Mr. Lord's kidney is on the right. Compare that with the healthy one on the left, and let me know what you think. Yep. The ones that stood out are the crystallized areas, renal calculi, otherwise affectionately known as kidney stones, which caused our victim's acute renal failure. That's your COD, by the way.
Okay, so are you saying Mr. Lords died of a perfectly natural renal failure?
Don't you agree?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that because, remember, I'm the coroner and you're the CSI. That's your job. Now, these kidney stones can be caused by underlying metabolic conditions such as renal tubular acidosis, Dent's disease, or medullary sponge kidney.
Or what I like to call natural causes?
But they could also indicate the toxic effect of ethylene glycol poisoning.
Which would mean he was murdered.
So I'll have Tox analyze the crystals to confirm what we're looking at.
Adam?
Hey, Stella.
Have you started processing the evidence from Tutto di Amici yet?
I was just getting to it now. Check the monitors for anything you need to know.
Thanks, Adam.
Over here, I have our victim's kidney stone set up for further chemical analysis. Let's see what they're made of, shall we? Weird. We're definitely looking at calcium oxalate crystals.
And how exactly did they get into our victim's kidney?
Well, that's the question. Sid reviewed the medical records, and Andrew Lords had no pre-existing conditions that would account for the development of calcium oxalate.
So can you tell me what would account for the development of calcium oxalate?
Not yet, but we are definitely looking at poisoning. Let's take a look at the prints you lifted from the freezer door handle. Well, here's what we know. We know Olivia found the victim's body that morning, and Detective Flack has several eyewitnesses who confirm Olivia was at the Sandstone Cinema around the time of the murder. And you know, the prints you recovered from Tutu de Amicis don't mean much because Olivia's the GM. And, well, Mr. Amici owns the place, but I gotta say, I'm not sure his alibi's gonna hold up. I lifted a really good print for comparison here. Well, okay. This essentially proves that our victim was the one eating at the table, apparently by himself. I know you might have wanted to do this by yourself, but I thought I'd save you some time. I was checking Mr. Amici's wants and warrants, and guess what I found?
What?
Well, Mr. Amici was in a pretty big hurry last night. He ran a red light 2 blocks from his restaurant on Mulberry. Got a ticket for his trouble.
Really? So Mr. Amici wasn't entirely truthful about his whereabouts during the time of the murder. Looks like it's time to talk to Andrew Lord's wife, see what she can tell us.
Hey, Stella. Hey, thought you might want some help here. This is Eloise Stanwyck Lords.
I'm sorry for your loss, Mrs. Lords.
Stanwyck, Lords. Yes, Andrew's passing is tragic. The detective tells me you'll need to look through some of my husband's affairs. Very well. This is my husband's private study. I just can't believe he died last night. The last time I saw him, it was particularly unfortunate. My husband and I led rather separate lives. We were both interested in food and chefs, but Andrew took great pleasure in demolishing egos, while I prefer to support new trends and see them flourish. I don't really know what Andrew kept in here.
Ms. Stanwyck, Lords, can you tell us where you were last night?
Just before the dinner hour, I took Andrew to the Kindling restaurant. It's a brilliant new place with an extraordinarily gifted chef. I was truly hoping to broaden my husband's views. After that, we went our separate ways, and I returned home.
What happened?
Ah, yes. Well, I've been trying to promote Sebastian Oswald, a superior new chef. I took Andrew to Sebastian's restaurant, the Kindling, yesterday afternoon. I was hoping to persuade Andrew to appreciate a truly innovative new style of cuisine.
And did you persuade him?
No, Andrew was in one of his moods. He and Sebastian got into a fight. Andrew stomped out like a spoiled little child.
And what did Mr. Oswald do after Andrew left?
Well, Sebastian can hardly be bothered. He was far too busy. But he returned to his kitchen, and I took a cab home. That is Andrew's wallet. Despite what you might think, I loved my husband very much. Yes. It might surprise you to know that I knew Andrew had a woman on the side. Honestly, I didn't have the heart to interfere with one of the few pleasant interactions he had with human beings. I'd assumed Andrew was with her last night. I believe her name is Olivia Moretti? If that's important. Anyway, I didn't worry he hadn't come home. I simply assumed Andrew was with her.
Do you mind if we take a look around?
No, not particularly. If I can think of anything else, I'll let you know.
Yes, please do.
Stella, I've seen this before. This is Andrew Lord's esteemed Gold Fork. It's the highest rating a restaurant can receive.
Second only to the Silver Spoon, right?
Hey, check this out. These are financial records for the construction of Tutto di Amici.
So, why would Andrew Lords have records from Marcel Amici's restaurant?
Well, they could have been in business together.
A chef and a food critic.
A match made in heaven.
Or Hell's Kitchen.
Andrew had that safe put in last year. He told me he was going to keep all of his precious reviews in there. Come to think of it, he never did tell me what he set the combination to.
So you ever do time for safe cracking, Stella?
Not as far as you know. These records confirm a business relationship between Andrew Lords and Marcel Amici.
So Andrew was giving Marcel money to build the restaurant.
That's what it looks like.
But why hide the relationship? You know, it's not illegal to invest money into a new restaurant, even if you are a food critic.
It's strange. Andrew was quietly funneling money through his own corporate account, but he also has a record of additional deposits from the Conradine Corporation.
Conradine? Who's that?
Unfortunately, it doesn't say here, so we're gonna have to find out for ourselves.
Are we finished here, detectives? I have the details of my husband's funeral to attend to. I'm sure our building's security cameras can provide my whereabouts. It's just so sad that he's gone, especially considering how we left things. Yes, here, in my late husband's office. We may have lived separate lives, but that doesn't mean I feel comfortable leaving you here alone with his belongings.
I noticed you have a monitor. We'd like the tape.
Actually, our whole building is wired with a remote camera system. Our account only lets us see the front door and our apartment door. But that should be sufficient to prove I was at home at the time of Andrew's passing.
Mind if we look at it back at the lab?
I suppose not. Here's my login and password.
Thank you, Mrs. Lords. I mean, Mrs. Stanwyck Lords. Did the two of you have a fight?
Any woman would be upset that her last words to her husband were in anger. Not that he didn't deserve it, but still.
Deserve to die?
Sorry, I meant the fight at the restaurant. He was being so stubborn.
I see.
Marcel has been in the restaurant business for many, many years, and he certainly appreciated the value of a good review. It's quite possible Marcel believed Andrew could be persuaded with money. Perhaps he was right.
All right, so I'll take what we have back to the lab.
Great, but tell Adam to wait for me before he starts processing. I want to follow up with this so-called unfortunate encounter between Mr. Lords and Sebastian Oswald. Hey, Danny. What you got there? A broken dish?
Don mentioned these guys had a fight last night. I'm thinking this might be some collateral damage.
Maybe I can put this back together.
Nice work, Stella. Looks like the reservation list from last night. I'll make a couple calls. Maybe we can learn more about what happened from one of the customers.
Hello? Can I help you?
Danny Messer, and this is Stella Bonacera. We're from the crime lab.
Let me guess. You're here about Andrew, aren't you?
That's right.
I heard about it on the radio this morning. Terrible tragedy. I feel so sorry for Marcel. I heard Tudo di Amici was going to be the jewel of Little Italy.
We were told you saw the victim yesterday. Is that right?
Yes, that's right. Andrew was in here with his wife yesterday afternoon. I served them a late lunch. We chatted about some interesting new trends in cuisine. Andrew was a touch on the old-fashioned side for my taste. Still, I can't say I'm too surprised about where he was found dead.
I take it you're not a fan.
You know, Andrew Lords was a very clever man, whose opinions were taken just a bit too seriously for my taste. You'd think his Gold Fork review was something akin to the burning bush. But of course, everyone's entitled to his opinion, right?
Is there really that much new in cuisine these days?
Absolutely. You are looking at the man who is single-handedly introducing molecular gastronomy to this great city. Definitely cutting edge. Reorganizes the whole gastronomic hierarchy. The first new idea in centuries.
Molecular gastronomy.
You know, I'd love to spend the entire afternoon describing it to you, but I've got to get going here. The lunch crowd's coming in. So, if there isn't anything else... But if you're truly interested, I suggest you look up molecular gastronomy when you get a chance.
Sounds interesting. I might just do that. I heard that you two had a fight.
You could say we had a loud, rather animated discussion of my new cuisine. I was trying to point out to him that he had completely misrepresented my philosophy and menu in his review of The Kindling. And of course, he was being a bit of a stubborn ass. And quite frankly, a touch rude about the appetizers I was serving him. I've had run-ins with Marcel before. You know, there are rumors that he's tied up with the mob. Olivia Moretti is one of those Morettis, you know?
Wait a second. You're saying Olivia Moretti is related to Ezio Moretti, the reputed crime boss?
She's his niece.
His niece?
Yeah, but what could that have to do with anything? Look, all I really know is that I had tried to acquire the space where Tutto de Amici is now, but some big muscle came down and bribed the developer who owned the building. My lease application somehow got lost. Marcel's definitely connected. That mobster has his hand in everything. I'm surprised you're still here and not arresting him for murder. Right now. The guy's seriously bad news. This is exactly the kind of corruption I'm talking about. Never would have guessed. Ah, Andrew. I know it might sound awful, but I can't say I'm sad to see him go. In a way, I'm actually glad I never won one of those. It's an old man's honor.
This is the reservation list from last night?
Looks like it. Why?
We'd like to borrow it.
I'm sure. I can't believe I have to have this repaired. Do you know how much it's going to cost me? This thing isn't original. It's embarrassing, really. I'm surprised this wasn't cleaned up. Those fools made quite a mess.
We're gonna be taking this.
Fine by me.
Great. And we'd like a DNA sample, just in case.
Sure. Just in case.
We got a lot to think about here.
I think it's time we talk to Marcel again.
I'll put the call in right now and have him picked up.
Mr. Amici, you lied to me. And I don't like it when people lie to me. See, it usually means that someone has a consciousness of guilt. So let's just get down to the truth, shall we? Because this is beginning to look like you were mixed up in a lot of things that were over your head. Wouldn't you agree?
Detective Bonacera, it is obvious. Andrew was killed in my restaurant, and it's also true I wasn't just at the mayor's party the whole night, but I swear I had no reason to kill him. My restaurant wasn't even open yet.
Your restaurant? I heard that you had more than one investor helping you out.
I am the sole proprietor of the Tutto di Amici restaurant.
Mr. Amici, we have evidence that you ran a red light 2 blocks from your restaurant minutes after Mr. Lords was killed. How do you explain that?
I had arranged for the delivery of several special cheeses and meats from Italy. They are neither cooked nor pasteurized, so they are technically illegal. Now, they're perfectly safe, of course. But anyway, I had to take the delivery from the captain of the Italian ship directly. He's probably set sail by now, so no, I cannot prove what I've just told you. You have no idea what power Andrew wielded. He could absolutely devastate a restaurant with a bad review, but I knew precisely what he liked, and I knew I would get a favorable, no, a glorious review, in fact, when the time came. It was only a matter of tailoring the specific food requirements to the specific individual. It certainly looks as though the kindling had a busy night. Andrew kept the books, I kept the menu. Don't you have accountants for this sort of work? Well, all right, it is true we had a financial relationship. Andrew gave me the seed money to get Tutto di Amici established. Actually, it wasn't exactly Andrew's money.
Whose money was it?
If he got to Andrew, it's just a matter of time before...
Before what? You gotta tell us what you know, Marcel.
Tell us the truth and we can protect you.
Can you? Can you protect me from Ezio Moretti?
Olivia Moretti's uncle.
The king of Little Italy.
Was it Olivia that introduced you to her uncle?
Yes, but she didn't really have anything to do with this.
With what, Marcel?
Ezio Moretti wanted to meet Andrew and me. Olivia arranged it, but she warned us as best she could. What could we do? Ezio thinks if Andrew gives Tutto di Amici a great review, then not only will he be able to use the place to wash off his drug money, he'll actually have a legitimate income from the restaurant.
So you went along because you were afraid of Ezio. Did he threaten you?
No, I went along because it was an amazing plan.
Until Ezio whacked your partner.
That wasn't part of the plan. Look, you can go through all my papers. They're in my office at Tutto de Amici. I don't know how these shell corporations work, but Ezio wired money to Andrew through them. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. All I know is I made Andrew keep the books. Their romance was secret. The prestigious gold fork. I'll be very honest with you. My dream has been to win one. Tutto de Amici was going to put me into that special category. I don't know what else I can say about this. I heard something about Andrew and Sebastian having a fight. I'm not surprised that things got broken. They're both passionate men with much to prove to themselves and to each other.
We're going to need access to your office at the restaurant.
Estelle, I'm looking over these ledgers, and they seem to confirm everything Mr. Amici was saying.
I think I should try something else. I wonder how that made Olivia feel.
Hell hath no fury, right?
That doesn't seem right. What kind of password protection is this?
Well, it looks like Chef Amici was telling the truth.
That's not to say he was very honest in business.
That email from Ezio Moretti looks like something we should follow up on.
The only problem is finding him.
Actually, that won't be a problem at all.
Why not?
Because we've been running 24-hour surveillance on this guy for the last 18 months.
You're kidding.
I wish I was. We got nothing so far. But we do know where he likes to have lunch. Easy on Moretti?
Who's asking?
Detective Don Flack. And this is Stella Bonacera, Crime Lab.
NYPD Blue. Show was never the same after Caruso left.
Mr. Moretti.
Honey, call me easy. I'm gonna save you guys a lot of time and surveillance tape. You're standing here because you guys are a credit to your department. Bravo. You've been able to link the Conradine Corporation to some particular financial interests controlled by yours truly. Big deal. Now, because it distresses me to say, your department continues to engage in the unconscionable practice of racially profiling Italian Americans such as myself, you presume that I am connected with organized crime. And subsequently, because I invested in Andrew's restaurant, you erroneously conclude that I must have had something to do with Andrew's untimely death. I am a businessman. And why am I a successful businessman? Because I like to spread my money around like seeds. And then I see what takes root, what grows. You know what I'm talking about?
Why were you hiding your investment in Tutto di Amici? Why make it look like Andrew was investing all the money by himself?
I just didn't want to scare people away from the restaurant thinking they might go there one night, having a nice meal, and then some mook comes flying out of the bathroom like Michael Corleone and starts shooting.
If by racial profiling you mean the 12 federal RICO indictments,
Lies! Look, I wanted to be in the restaurant business, legitimately. Why would I kill my potential cash cow? Everybody would eat where the guy told them to eat, and he was going to tell them to eat at Tutto di Amici.
Maybe he changed his mind? Maybe he didn't want to participate in a fraud?
Fraud? Try First Amendment.
do you have an alibi for the night before last?
Call the FBI. I'm sure they'll let you borrow the pictures they took of me taking my niece to the Sandstone Cinema.
Your niece, Olivia.
That's right. Plus, you should get a warrant and search the office at Tutto di Amici. I got absolutely no reason to see Andrew 6 feet under. Just look for a file labeled Bella Scusa. Now, if you'll excuse me, I got a hot dog with my name on it. You see my name on there? No, because as you can see here, I'm not into these new fancy-dancy restaurants. I like hot dogs. You guys are good. Now, if you look under a file named Bella Scusa, you'll see the breakdown of my financial participation in Tutto di Amici. Believe me, it was a mutually beneficial relationship between myself and Marcel and Andrew. Potentially, it could have been very, very lucrative. Okay, nice. You're getting warmer. You're very close to the evidence you'll need to leave me the hell alone.
Sorry, Stella. Looks like you've lost another one of your suspects. The wife is telling the truth.
Thanks, Adam.
I don't want to let you go without a parting gift. You never found Mr. Lord's cell phone, which doesn't...
True. And the payphone is located only 2 blocks away from the Kindling restaurant.
Speaking of food...
I'm Sarah.
Hey, Stell. I got a call back from one of the patrons at the Kindling last night. You gotta hear this for yourself. Go ahead, Katie.
Hi, my name is Katie. Detective Flack wanted me to tell you about the fight last night at the restaurant.
Go ahead.
I did see an altercation between 2 men. Actually, it was between the owner of the restaurant and this other fat man. They were arguing about molecules. Does that make any sense? My mother thought she heard them fighting about a bad review or something like that.
That's fine, Katie. Thanks for the call.
No problem. Glad I could help.
Well, that was interesting.
Absolutely.
No one around here is familiar with the term molecular gastronomy. Unless you are, we should probably do a little research online. Okay, so we're basically looking at a bunch of food hackers making a high-tech geek cuisine. I could be into that. Our food critic was quite prolific, but we need to narrow down our search to a review that might have motivated more than just an angry letter to the editor. I doubt the Kindling restaurant would have survived another review like that. Those things matter in a city with 10,000 restaurants. Sebastian had a motive, and he was quick to point the finger at Itsu Moretti. He even admitted that he was familiar with the property, having almost leased it. I'd say, time to get yourself a warrant to look around Sebastian's restaurant. I had some questions about the contents of the victim's stomach.
Why's that?
They seem like a strange combination of foods. Maybe just me. It's not like I eat well, you know? Anyway, you want to take a look under the microscope? Ethyl glycol along with traces of methanol and propylene glycol. Someone's been having problems with the radiator.
We're looking at the components of antifreeze?
Bingo. And I don't know the last time someone ordered antifreeze for dessert. We definitely have several site-specific impurities here, too. So, if you can find the antifreeze, or maybe a trace of it somewhere, I bet I can match it back to the batch of coolant which killed our food critic.
Where do we even begin?
Keep your eyes open. We need to find something that ties Sebastian to the antifreeze.
Okay, I do not want to eat what this guy's got cooking. Looks like this guy likes to play with fire.
Good. Let's see what he was trying to hide.
Boom. I'll take these back to the lab if we can get some trace off the apron.
We might just have our killer.
I got a hunch we just found what we needed.
Let's hope you're right. I'm gonna get back to the lab and confirm it.
Hey, Stella, glad you're back. We started working on the evidence you picked up. Just check the monitors if you need to know anything. We need to analyze the stain and spill patterns on the apron. Can you figure out the ingredients for me and let me know what you find? Oh yeah, our special of the day, antifreeze. Now we can compare the food stains on the apron to our victim's stomach contents. See if the menus match. If they do, then we'll compare the site-specific impurities in the antifreeze that was used to poison Mr. Lords to the traces of antifreeze we found on the apron. See if you can get the two images to match up. Everything's a match. The stains on Sebastian's apron have the identical impurities as the antifreeze that poisoned our Vic. I'd say book 'em, Dano. Or not. Yeah.
You know, someone very wise once said, before you criticize a man, walk a mile in his shoes. That way, when you do criticize him, you'll be a mile away and have his shoes.
Was that supposed to be funny?
Sebastian, you hated Andrew Lords, didn't you? I mean, even in front of a crowded restaurant, you couldn't conceal your disgust for the man.
I could care less about the man and his opinions. I told you we had an argument. Yes, it was animated, but he wasn't killed in my restaurant. Like I told you before, Andrew's restaurant reviews were taken far too seriously. I'm sure he made quite a few enemies.
Like you, for instance.
No.
Oh, please. You said yourself you and Andrew had disagreements.
Yes, we did. But they didn't rise to the level of violence.
Are you kidding me? Sebastian, we have eyewitnesses to your argument with Andrew. It definitely rose to the level of violence.
Okay, yes, it got physical. Look, Miss Bonacera, the man is dead. I didn't want to embarrass him or his family. His wife means a lot to me, and don't twist that around in your head either. Eloise has encouraged my development as a chef every step of the way. I didn't mean to lie to you. I thought it was more like a sin of omission. I don't understand why you aren't talking to Marcel. You're sitting over there looking at me like I did something, but I didn't do anything. Yes, I didn't particularly like the guy, and yes, we got into it once. But do you really think I would jeopardize everything I've worked for just to settle some kind of stupid score with Andrew Lords?
Your apron, epithelials and blood confirmed it. And then there's this. Do you know what those stains are from?
They could be anything.
Well, I don't know what you were cooking up, but I'll tell you what they're from. They're made of ethyl, methanol, propylene glycol. Were you having engine trouble in the kitchen?
I helped one of my waiters with his car day before yesterday. Radiator was overheating, so I suppose I might have gotten some antifreeze on me then. Why is that relevant?
Andrew Lords was poisoned. Someone concealed the poison in his last meal. Someone concealed it so well, it was concealed down to a molecular level. And that someone was you.
Clearly, I'm being framed. And Ms. Bonacera, you have to ask yourself, who could frame a man so completely, right? Ezio Moretti. Guy's got cops on the payroll. Hell, you're probably working for him right now, trying to railroad me.
You want motive? How about a review of your work that was so scathing it could cost you your entire livelihood?
The man was out to destroy me! So, I challenged the man. He agreed. But did I believe him? Did I care? We met at the Tudo di Amici. I knew the place very well, and I cooked him a molecular masterpiece. Guaranteed to satisfy even the most discriminating palate. My own, of course. I can tell you, by the end, Andrew just couldn't take another bite. Bon appetit.